If you're planning events, whether for the company you work for or your own business, and you know that you want more from them in 2026, I totally get it. I was right there this past summer. I've been planning events for a really long time. Last year alone, I sat on 5 educational panels, spoke on stages, and shared my strategies with other planners and major brands. But behind the scenes, I felt like I was spinning my wheels. My clients were getting results, but nothing that I felt worthy of bragging about. We were hitting all of our goals, but I was walking away from these events thinking there has to be more than this. Hitting one goal, I feel like, is the bare minimum, and that's not enough for me. And so what I did was I stepped back and I audited everything, every one of my product launches, corporate conferences, retreats, milestone events, brand activations, my pop-ups. And what I realized was a little embarrassing. I found out that I didn't have a true repeatable process that worked across every event. But I did notice a pattern. The events that made the most money had emotional touch points engineered into the experience. Once I saw that, I went all in. I spent months breaking down how to repeat those results on purpose, not by accident or throwing spaghetti at the wall with one of my new creative ideas that we should try, and it worked. For example, client number 1, I went from making $7,500 personal profit on this event to helping them generate over $100,000. So that turned into a projected $125,000 revenue for me in 2026. Client number 2, I started with a $15,000 budget. I used my blueprint. I reframed the event for them. I showed them the why and the how behind what I was going to do, and I turned it into 6 figures. I turned it into an experientially charged event. The results blew me away. And I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't trying to do any of that. I was trying to solve my own problem, and I was trying to create a solution. And I realized that I'd been doing the right thing all along. I just needed to define it and add one conversation from the very beginning with my client. And so now that blueprint is the backbone of everything I do. It's the experiential edge. And this webinar is the first step in the process. This webinar is the conversation that I have with every single client before I start planning anything. It's how I translate their ideas into outcomes. It's how I identify the purpose. I reframe their goals. I position myself as a strategist and not just a planner. This webinar training is for event pros and anyone tasked with planning an event. Hello, HR people. Anyone who wants more than a pretty party. So if you want to plan events that create impact, shift behavior, generate revenue, and leave a lasting emotional imprint, this is where you start. So download my webinar today and let's get started planning profitable events in 2026.